Every single episode of the Digimon Adventure reboot is now available in the English language, and the dub cast is stacked. Since this is a reboot of the 1999 series using the same characters but set in a new continuity taking place in 2020, the production decided to start fresh and go with a completely new cast rather than asking, for example, Joshua Seth to come back to play a 10-year-old Tai. So while that may sting for longtime fans of the English language Digimon, this video is here to tell you the new voice cast, which is, in our opinion, loaded with incredible talent, with these actors previously voicing major characters from Dragon Ball Super, My Hero Academia, Persona, Mob Psycho 100, Genshin Impact, Chainsaw Man, and more. Welcome to the Digino. Consider subscribing if you're into talking 2000s anime series like Digimon, Metabots, and more. That'll help us get to 40k subscribers. Let's start with Tai and Agumon. Zeno Robinson is the new voice of Tai, perhaps best known as Ash's travel companion Go in Pokemon, Hawks in My Hero Academia, and Gamma 2 in Dragon Ball Super Superhero. His partner in this journey is Ben Diskin as Agumon, with Ben being known for doing Shoutmon in Digimon Fusion, not to mention young Xehanort in Kingdom Hearts. His Agumon is definitely a departure from the old English voice and will take some getting used to if you have the 1999 Agumon voice ingrained in your memory, but it's closer to the Japanese Agumon, and I will say the voice he does for Greymon and the further evolutions is indisputably cool. Mad is voiced by AJ Beckles, another Pokemon veteran who played Hop, and Jocko McDonnell in the 2021 remake of Shaman King. He sounds great in the dub, kind of giving us a reserved Johnny Young Bosch sounding performance like Leo in Promare. His partner Gabumon is voiced by Dave B. Mitchell, who recently voiced Knuckles in Sonic Frontiers. This is another voice that'll take some getting used to, as Dave is not really doing an impression of the old voice of Gabumon whatsoever, so be aware of that. Sora could not be more perfectly cast, with Cherami Leigh playing her. She's best known as Makoto in Persona 5, the young version of Ichigo's mother in Bleach, the female voice of V in Cyberpunk 2077, Tomei in Mob Psycho, and many more. Makoto is one of my favorite characters in the Persona series, and that's in large part due to the voice Cherami Leigh gave her, and I think she's the perfect casting for Sora. Biyomon is played by Tara Sands, who actually voiced Kari once before in Digimon Adventure Tri, but also Anna in Shaman King, Bisky in Hunter x Hunter, and Mokuba in Yu-Gi-Oh!, which, like, come to think of it, Mokuba is kind of just Seto Kaiba's Digimon partner, eh? Izzy is played by Anne Yatko, who voices Raiden Shogun in Genshin Impact, Akiko Makimura in Devilman Crybaby, and Lillian and Bridget in Violet Evergarden. Yatko's take on Izzy kind of brings this Tails from Sonic the Hedgehog energy to the role. Tai feels like the Sonic, and Izzy is very much this Tails character. Then we've got Christopher Swindle as Tentomon. Swindle was Sully in Kingdom Hearts 3, doing an impeccable John Goodman impression, and he's also Sajin Komamuda in Bleach. Mimi is voiced by Suzie Yeung, who has also voiced Makima in Chainsaw Man and Yuffie in Final Fantasy VII Remake Integrate. She's a great choice and sounds terrific as the team's diva. Palmon is Karina Botcher, who plays Terrible Tornado in One Punch Man and Paimon in Genshin Impact. Her take on Palmon is incredibly cute to me. It sounds like a nice mix of the original English and Japanese Palmons. Then Joe is voiced by Daman Mills, who did Kaoru in Evangelion 3.0 plus 1.0, the Amazon Prime dub, Whis in Final Fantasy VII Remake Integrate, and who has on several occasions voiced Frieza in Dragon Ball Super and video games when Christopher Ayers was unavailable due to health reasons. Rest in peace, Christopher Ayers. Gomamon is Alex Cazares, who recently played Rebecca in Cyberpunk Edgerunners, and who is otherwise less known in the anime world and more prevalent in Western cartoons like Barbie, Boss Baby, and Bugs Bunny. TK is also voiced by Palmon's actor Karina Botcher, who, as we mentioned, does Terrible Tornado in One Punch Man and Paimon from Genshin Impact. Patamon is Lizzie Freeman, the voice of Sabrina in Pokemon Masters, the mobile game, and Mujika in Promised Neverland Season 2. And then our final pair is Kari and Gatomon, with Kari played by Ryan Bartley, who does Sage from Sonic Frontiers, Tsubomi in Mob Psycho 100, Alistair in Pokemon, and Takechiyo in Yashahime. Gatomon is Aaron Yvette, who starred in the 2016 indie game classic Oxenfree as Alex. Each of the Digimon will also be voicing their evolution lines as well. The series has narration at the beginning of each episode, which is performed by Rachel Robinson, who is not new to anime but is seemingly new to Digimon. In the Japanese version of Adventure 2020 Reboot, the narrator was Masako Nozawa, the voice of Goku in Dragon Ball and even Gyomon in Digimon Tamers. Nozawa is a mega famous voice actor in Japan and was a huge get for that production, but I can't help but imagine a world where we got one of the legacy English voice actors to narrate this new English production. Like if Kari's original voice Lara Jill Miller or Ty's voice Joshua Seth guided us through the series. How cool would that have been? I haven't been able to watch all 67 episodes of the English version that are now available to purchase on the Microsoft Store, but I did watch episode 1, 8, and 12 to get an early sense of the dub. In all honesty, it's a great production. The intro and outro are the same songs from the Japanese version but with new English lyrics and vocals. It's not unlike Dragon Ball Super's second opening and outros having the English kind of karaoke style of the existing songs. Inside Inside the show, the music remains untouched from the 2020 Japanese production, and the katakana names that appear when a Digimon debuts have been replaced with English language names to make things easier. They're using the English names for characters like Tai instead of Taichi and Izzy instead of Izumi, but they've included clever lines to clarify these are nicknames. Tai tells Izzy in the first episode, for instance, that his name is Taichi, but that you can just call him Tai. The 2020 reboot of Adventure was not everyone's cup of tea. It was roasted pretty brutally by many critics and fans of the original series for its sometimes meandering story, especially in the middle of the 67 episode run, an over-focus on Tai, and for it failing to reach the emotional highs of the 1999 series, which, if you go back and watch, the 1999 Digimon was surprisingly rich in character development. I was genuinely a fan of the 2020 reboot, and while it doesn't reach the same storytelling highs as the original show, its visuals were often jaw-dropping, the nostalgia is overflowing, and it was fun going on new adventures with characters from my childhood. Currently, it's only available on the Microsoft Store for purchase, not streaming on Crunchyroll or Netflix or Disney Plus or any other subscription service, but all 67 episodes are done and available now, which is kind of neat. If you're watching the series and want a companion each episode, you want to hear someone else's opinion, I have great news for you. I reviewed every single episode of the Adventure reboot on this channel back in 2020 and 2021, so check out that playlist to hear my thoughts on each episode. Just maybe skip the first 10 or so because the microphone quality is horrible and my VO is super cringe. Anyways, let me know your thoughts on the new English cast of Digimon and anything else that's on your mind by leaving a comment. Like the video and subscribe if you haven't already. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video.